Hey yo, it's the professionals in the building. It's the people that make your discard go, uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? It's the guys, man. It's the guys. We here. You saying you thought I was bigger than the situation. I'm not. Um, what's up, Chris? What's up, Five? What's popping?
That shit was fire. What would you talk about?
The intro, man. Hey, look. If I wasn't awake, I'm awake now, man. That was a little coffee, a little espresso. You know what I mean?
I had to wake my guys up, man. It was too calm. You know what I'm saying? It's too calm. But listen. We're talking about Jeremiah Fizz today. Woo! Talking about Jeremiah Fizz. We got my dog in the building. Use a major proponent of like want to talk about um Jeremiah. So tell me, we had a conversation kind of prior to the pasta. And tell me what you like about his game.
I like that he's fearless. I know that's kind of a
That's
play on his
that's
name, but
still
he
good.
don't care. He ain't got no kind of care about nothing. He is trying to get to it. Which kind of gets him in trouble at times, but you need that kind of confidence. It's kind of what we thought or we hoped would there would be for Jordan Hawkins, but his confidence got killed. But I don't think you can kind of kill a kid like this. He's had the team on his back in Oklahoma. His ability to get to his dribble, get downhill. That's how he sets you up, and then that's when you see the flurries of shots. Decently athletic guard, but I love his handle. He reminds me of CJ a little bit. Just his array of shots, his ability to create for himself. He's not the greatest creator for others, but hey, sometimes you just need a guy that can get a bucket. And he doesn't. I don't think he turns the ball over like at a super high clip either. So it's a guy that I like. Maybe depending on whether the Pels land the pick, maybe at 8 if they do. Maybe that's a thought process for them.
Bro.
Yeah, you know, I learned more about what I think about fears as we watch some of the film, and I've seen a few games. Um, but I think the intrigue for me is that you're watching while all teams may not feature guards with his respected ability to score, put the ball in a bucket at that position, even if it's not featured, most of the good teams, and not all of them, have that option. And I think for the Pelicans, over the past 5 6 years, like yeah, you got CJ, but you got the athletically declined CJ. You received more of the professional, the fundamental element, the footwork, I mean, towards the specifically, I would say the past 2 years. He's not as quick. He doesn't have that same level of separation that he did, maybe, even going back to his first year here in New Orleans. So, I think just someone that can create easier shots just with their ability to get players away from them or off of them or create with the basketball bucket would be something that's from that position, from the guard
Yeah.
position, or from really any position, but specifically the guard position. I think is what intrigues me the most, Five and Lito, because we just haven't seen the Pelicans have that type of creator, that self creator. Um, and we see teams build their whole ecosystem around those type of guys. Even they may not be championship level, but it's a need.
Right. Um, well shit, man. Let's do it, man. Let's watch the film. Without further ado,
Mm.
there we go. Bet, bet. Without further ado, man. Without further ado, we got Mr. Jeremiah Fizz in the building. 17 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, almost 2 steals a game, high turnover rate, not a very good field goal percentage, a terrible 3-point percentage, decent free throw shooter. Um, 6'4", 182. Um, before the film starts, I just want to ask y'all a question. You see this, what jumps out at you?
See, I think the turnover thing is more so like he's the only one, right? Like that's why it's hard when you're watching film. Like they never really show you the bad. He's pretty much by himself on that Oklahoma team. So you got to create for yourself and others. It ain't all that gravy. Again, you see a guy that can dribble pass, decently pass, right? The assist isn't high either, but to be able to put the ball in the bucket, you got that. It's almost like a Luka effect, right? Where you have the ball in your hand so much, you bound to turn this motherfucker over. You're bound to do it. And also he's just super young, and I think that comes with time if he can even just get better as a passer and facilitator.
All right, man. Go ahead, Chris.
For me, is he Brandon Jennings or is he Monta Ellis? Is he Jordan Poole? Is he like I don't really trip on like the efficiency element, a lot of times when it comes to these college guys because they have so much. I mean, at 18, 19 years old, look, I mean, the efficiency more than likely will come because he's probably not going to be stepping into a major role right away. And there's some things that he will have to refine to ultimately gain. A good majority of these players that we're going to break down aren't going to be super efficient in multiple areas, if any. But I'm more curious, how does he get to his spots? What kind of shots is he taking? The whys, how easy are them, how easy are the shots for him? When we watched Ace Bailey, for a dude that has the amount of athletic gifts as he has and someone who can create separation, he took a lot of tough shots.
Mm-hmm.
Curious with this guy being 180, a little on the size, I'm assuming has a decent level of quickness. What type of shots is he putting up?
If anybody curious, Jeremiah Green has made 4 3-pointers in the first half.
Man.
So,
Draymond Green?
Yeah. Yeah. He has 14 points.
Hall of Famer, man.
So all right, man, let's do it. Oh, hold up. Shout out. No Ceilings NBA. Support them, subscribe to their content, support them because they've been supporting us. And we fuck with that. They haven't flagged us yet. Anyways, here we go. Okay. Nice little 1-2. Come here, boy.
Tell you. Just like above NBA athleticism, just like slightly above.
Yeah, he moving at a different speed than the rest of these college players for sure.
Really, really good acceleration.
Yeah,
he's strong too. He got a lot of. He don't have a lot. Like this is about to sound a little. He dribbles like Desmond Bain.
Short arm in it. Pause.
Yeah.
Okay.
The floater got left off foot floater too.
See Lito, I think you bring up a really interesting point when you say that, because most people would think like having a longer wingspan makes you a little bit more advantageous as a dribbler, which in times, but I think having a shorter arm span can have its advantage too, because that forces you to keep the ball in front of you. That forces you to use your body and shield. And I think he does a really good job of shielding and positioning himself that way the defender doesn't get in front of him to try to steal the ball.
Yeah, I think the thing about smaller players is like people think that everybody's always like, well, how they gonna do it at the next level? Like they've been short their whole life.
Yeah,
it's not like he just realized he was short and he got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's not short, but I'm just saying, as far as like his dribbling the basketball, like it kind of gives him, to be honest, having short arms and dribbling the basketball gives you a little bit more leeway of not leeway, but a lane as far as when you do create that space.
Because the ball stays within the
exactly.
pause the box. You know what I'm saying? It's not Right. There you go. It's not out here. It's not here. As a defender, like, I mean, low man in any sport, low man always wins. So
Right.
if I have the ball here within this particular area, you gonna foul me, and if you reach, I'm gone every single time.
Yeah, like you got to go through me, pause, to get the rock. And I think that's what
Hmm.
I was kind of referring to.
Uh-huh. I like his game.
He
I
can
like his
fit.
game.
He finishes really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like under the basket, I'm like, all right, reverse layup, wrong hand,
Oh,
wrong
come here,
foot.
boy.
Oof,
Ooh.
oof.
He plays taller than he is. He actually is. It's kind of like I was saying that about Ant Edwards the other day. Like you look at Ant, you be like he's 6'4". Like damn, like that's it. I feel like he.
Yeah.
That motherfucker did not pass that ball right there.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Oof.
oh, good bump.
See what I'm saying?
He's strong, dog.
Yeah.
To say he 18 and he could create that kind of contact and like he got that balance. Oh,
He'd
oh,
yeah, he'd have to go somewhere to be molded, right? Like I don't. I'm not gonna say Jalen Brunson, but because of what Jalen Brunson is doing right now, but it almost again similar.
Mm.
he a perfect Miami guard.
You think so? Okay.
I'm not saying his game is anything like this. I the first two highlights, it's crazy. I was like Kendrick Nunn,
Like
Kendrick
the
Nunn.
good version of Kendrick.
the good version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like him. Like he has to go. So like the best part about Jalen Brunson is that he was in a situation that welcomed and needed what he brought. So playing with Luca was the perfect playing with Luca was perfect because they needed more creators to take, the shots and be able to take advantage of the gravity and space that Luca brings. So I mean, you go out there and take 15, 20 shots, but you get into your spots. It's really not gonna matter. He ended up turning that into the right thing, being more than just a bench guy coming off the bench. So I think, I mean, I'm with you guys. Like I mean, we're gonna talk about a Pelicans fit, but
Right.
these are one of the things that may actually work to his favor when you talk about a Pelican situation, because they are also, I mean, outside of the coach, there are always times where the ball is stuck. There's always times where you need a guy to go out there and just get a bucket. You need a guy to go out there and create. And those that can normally
Well,
normally will, So that's what's interesting about him. I mean, we talk about what Willie Green takes away from someone, but it's like, Chaz always calls it, like, he say, like, young guys bring your own bag, right? Well, Fears is one of the type of guys that will bring his own bag. He's kind
mhm.
of, his skill set and pretty much what he is, um, probably shouldn't change day one. And if he's put into a situation where guys are often hurt, or you're down a few players, or your coach isn't running the right sets, he's at least a guy who's not going to be afraid to go out there and take a couple of those shots off the move.
And let me say this: his bag, and this is I'm about to say this. This is like no disrespect when I say this. He's got a minimalist bag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a lot of over anything. Even though you've seen him get to the rack and he showed flashes of having a competent handle. It's not been like it's been tween hezzy cross. It's not been too much over dribbling. He sees daylight, he gone.
Yep, yep. His first step in area, like he's gonna beat you off the first step, and he's getting to not even just a spot, like an area. And those are the kind of guy, like at the NBA five. We talk about how often the game speed changes and everybody's fast and how much room people make up for. You got to be quick and decisive and precise with what you're trying to do, because the over dribbling element will
Mm.
get you in trouble, especially with young guards.
Yeah. He understands angles, right? Like creating the angle
Oh,
and then
hold
Mm.
on a
taking
second. Hold.
advantage of the angle.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm
I,
sorry, Fi. My
no,
bad.
you're good. You're good.
That was just that was That was a fantastic move.
Pink, pink, pink.
That
See,
was
that's the stuff that reminds me of CJ.
yep.
He doesn't allow his defender to get back into the play. Like once he gets past you, it's like, okay, well, you're not about to block this. You have to go again through me to impact the shot. So
He played a lot of running back. He played running back somewhere in his youth development. The way when he gathers, he cradles, he you can tell he's got some sort of like football background. Because the floater.
That angle element is a really good point though, Five, because I was watching Steph in Game 7 against Houston, right? And everyone talks a lot about how we always talk about the shooting, we marvel at we marvel at that element of it, man. But Steph's footwork and his ability to bend corners without like losing
speed.
control of his body or the ball is one of the better elements and the most important parts of his game that isn't talked about enough. It's a superpower of itself and it complements everything else. So with him, we see guys go full speed that just look out of control sometimes, right? You're watching him play multiple speeds, but when he gets downhill, like it's not necessarily bull in China shop. It's someone who is, I've seen multiple different layups, left hand, right hand, reverses. He's just comfortable putting the ball in the bucket.
I think this is almost like a bridge to the 2 points you guys make. His ability to control his power. He doesn't play at just one speed. It's slow to fast, fast to slow. Control. I think that's the most powerful thing. Crazy, but most powerful thing is to be able to control the power, being able to dictate when and where to use said power. And he does it kind of seamlessly. Oh, getting people sliding like that. I mean, that's against Prairie View. Sorry, Prairie View.
He's got very good screen navigation too. Like he's patient with it, and he allows his he allow his big to get set. I mean, obviously this is a highlight. I haven't seen him lead his guy into any offensive fouls. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know that wouldn't happen here.
Man, I ain't seen him throw an assist yet. So
they break it down in three. They go offense. I mean, they go scoring, playmaking, and then defense.
Okay.
So he will have his.
And one of the other elements, like we see guys like him with his ability play in lineups off the ball, right? When you have another guard that maybe differs in some of the strengths that he has, what can he do off the ball? Well, someone who doesn't seem that, while I mean all these possessions he has the basketball, we're not watching him wasting dribbles. We're watching him 1, 2, 3 dribbles. It's not drive, reset. Like everything has some sort of purpose. And when you see it enough, even in highlights, when you continue to see this level of, I guess, precise ability, here we go, off ball, right? Like these are the things that are going to translate to the next level. When we watch these things, we got to ask, like, I mean, I think we've kind of mentioned it in all the different highlights. Like, what's this going to look like when you're not the main guy playing for fucking Washington, or you're in San Antonio or whatever, and the basketball isn't in your hands? How will you still impact the game? Well, these plays, Five, you can they happen in transition. Some of these plays, can happen in the half court. Some of these plays can happen off of him being on the wing or in the corner attacking a closeout.
Yeah. The catch and shoots, right? Like being one pass away or being the secondary creator, being able to see it right before it happens. These are all improvements I think he probably needs to make.
There we go.
But if he can do this at a decent clip, this is a guy I truly think is skillful. I definitely think he's an NBA player. Yeah, just have to get more time on task. He'd probably have to catch up to. He's fast enough, but the processing speed of the NBA is the thing I truly worry about for him.
I tell you what, I'm not worrying about his scoring. I'm worrying about his shooting. But I am. Oh, here we go, playmaking. But I'm not worrying about him scoring.
I'll tell you one thing, he's a summer league's dream.
Oh yeah, he gonna get it. Pause. That's no other way to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Get to
definitely gonna get to it. Because it
Okay.
this is easy for him. Like he's not. I have no good pass. Nobody's like speeding him up. That was the hell was
Jesus,
that?
one. I don't know whoever that is, dog.
The hell?
The
Ooh, good pass.
Taiwan Warthearts is in your future, dog. The hell?
See, even there, I mean, it wasn't all fancy, but got the defender on his hip, didn't let him get back in front, made the right play. Can you do that at a high percentage? Same here. All right, you gonna stick with me? I understand that. Kick. Help side defender was in drop. Can you see it before it happens? Probably passed that too early. Huh. Just
Has you so Five, you said you hadn't seen him pass the ball. Seeing him pass the ball, has this changed your
no,
okay?
no, because it's not like all right, he's passing to people, but are you really creating these situations for others? Right? Like that I think that's a situation where you created for another person. Or did a guy just cut back door and you just able to throw him the basketball? You're not creating that. You just saw a dude wide open. No.
I mean, that's gonna be the difference if he spends most of his career really getting an opportunity to control the ball as a one, or if he's gonna be someone who's best used as a scoring off, off guard or a scoring combo guard or a two, a type situation. And I think, or if he's a starter or if he's a six man, if he's a microwave type of guy, but
Hey, bro.
yeah,
I'm gonna
man.
be honest with y'all. We need to get away from the combo guard.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get away. We need to bring back shooting guards
And point guards.
and point guards.
Yeah,
I think that's truly has been like the downfall of high intellect basketball.
Yeah. I mean, we benefit from in some areas in life having labels. Like, I mean, maybe not everywhere, but there are some spots where being able to know exactly what it means to be a point guard or to be a two. I mean, it's part of the evolution of the game and some of the more athletic guards that ended up entering. But
because everybody shouldn't be no combo guard, dog.
True.
Like some guards can't score at a high clip, but yet you're allowed to take X amount of threes a game. Probably shouldn't be doing that. You probably need to be, setting somebody else up, understanding getting 2 feet in the lane, kicking, starting the rotation. And the person that always, there's always in the back of my mind is a guy like Kyra. Like his speed was crazy, and yet they had him on the perimeter trying to catch and shoot. Like
he's actually the perfect opposite, like of what we watched with Fears and how Fears handles like his speed, his burst, and acceleration. Kyra was too fast for his own good. He couldn't slow down. He couldn't control that engine. So you would see him going full speed in a fast break, and how many layups would he miss? How many times would he lose the ball? How many times would he lose control? Or, you know, uh, I mean, I've seen him have layups hit the top of the glass just because he can't. You know, he's moving too fast for what he can actually control in the in the moment.
He
You
didn't
remember?
know how to use his superpower.
Yeah. Y'all remember the Mighty Ducks, D3 Mighty Ducks, and they had the
Yeah.
dude that was skating really fast but didn't know how to slow down?
Yeah.
That's who Kyra reminded me of. Like, dang, bro.
Yeah, I mean, what's what speed if you can't fucking control it? I mean, what's a fast car if you can never really see what the fuck it
Yeah.
it feel like at 120, 150? Yeah, what's the point?
He got some interesting player comps.
Yeah. Who you got?
I'm gonna give you a quote. He is more Fears is shifty, but 29% from three. This is from an NBA scout. He is more Monte Ellis than Jamal Murray, a volume scorer without the efficiency, and not. That's this pause. Let me just say this. Not with the same burst. Monte was elite at getting at the rim. Fears is crafty, but is he quick enough?
Yeah.
Um,
Monte had all world quickness.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mississippi
not
Bullet.
the same.
Shout out to Murrah High School, Jackson, Mississippi. Went to that boy game.
Yeah, the Mississippi Bullet.
Yeah,
That's what they called him.
I've seen a Walmart version of Russell Westbrook. Westbrook.
Yeah.
Not as violent.
It's some names they throwing out there that I don't know about it.
I mean, again, like I see
John Wall.
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that command of the basketball. I really think. I mean, I hope that for his career it turns into something else. But to me, he looks like a small two at the next level. He looks like somebody that can handle the basketball, but will be like Seth Curry, for example, right? Now Seth was like 6'2" or 6'3". He could shoot the hell out the ball, but he was never going to be necessarily a point guard. He was always going to be better served being, a two. But again, he got to be in the right situation. I mean, because the ability to create looks like it's there,
bruh. This is about to sound crazy, but he's a tweener that's caught in between.
That's interesting.
You know what I mean?
That's interesting. Okay.
Like he's a tweener that should probably be a one, but he's not a great passer.
Mm-hmm.
But you're trying to have him as a two, but he's not a great shooter.
Mm-hmm.
So like you just caught in the middle. You probably be I don't know. You probably wouldn't be as high if, like, say, if you were like just a one, right, and just a good facilitator. You didn't shoot as much. But you'd probably get more respect or be looked at by a better team because they probably could develop you a little bit more. But the fact that they don't know what you are is almost like you're a question mark.
Mm-hmm.
And you almost got to hold that against you because you're not elite at one thing. I think you need to, pick a side and then fill out your NBA tool chest.
So he's a tweener, not just in size, but skill set.
Yeah.
Like
there's nothing that's
tough.
fully developed yet. Like he doesn't have again, we always talk about the superpower. Like we don't know what that is for Fears. And I think the NBA is getting tired of being sold on potential. As they should be. I think that's like, he has the potential to be this. That ain't getting the job done no more. That ain't selling like it used to.
As it should, man. It's a you don't have time to wait in today's you don't have time to wait for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like in today's society, like you look at like quarterbacks drafted in the first round. Like you spend a first round pick on a quarterback. You giving him a year. Like, you don't have time. Nowadays, potential really gets coaches fired. Like, I can't. Gotta show results.
That's why,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Go
was
ahead.
saying, like, that's why, like, if you're a GM, especially at a small market, like, I'd be damned to go after a guy that I didn't know what his skill set was. Like, I can see why they drafted Jordan Hawkins, because you needed somebody, you knew who they were, and you didn't have a system of development anyway. You thought when you got Dyson that you knew who Dyson would be, and you can kind of develop him along the way. But he was supposedly supposedly a professional already, but he still needed time. It's a dangerous game you playing. But as far as Jeremiah and his sake, like, you need to pick something. You need
Or
to
he
pick
gotta
something, huh?
or he gotta find it. He gotta be able to find whatever that something is quickly, because like whatever your college game or your comps coming out doesn't always have to like,
Stay
it
with
can
you.
change.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't have to stay with you, but when you're a small guard, like you have to be able to find whatever that is quickly. So like I thought about like Gary Harris, for example. I'm like, I'm going back. I'm like, well,
Mm.
who Gary was compared to when he came out of college wasn't ultimately what best served his role at the next level of being a role player to turn into someone, a shooter, a little bit of, a defender, a glue guy type. But when Gary was coming out, people were comparing him to OJ Mayo, and he got um Devin Harris, and they were also like there were wings that were a lot bigger than him that he was also compared to. It was part of the issue with him being 6'4" or 6'5", but he made it work. How quickly will fears be able to figure that out, or be allowed to figure that out?
All right, man. Well, that's the tape on Jeremiah Fears. So, I mean, couple questions here. Um, Talked about his offense a lot. Will he be able to defend at an NBA level?
Like, day one?
Day one.
Fuck no. No. I probably should stop cussing.
Year
No.
year three?
He might not have year three. That's
Wow.
like, your offense would have to be really good. And now when we think about it, we look at the situation with Luka, like, I think defense is coming back.
I
We've been
hope
looking at
so.
this play. I think the playoffs have kind of shown, like, hey man, offense ain't really selling like it used to. We've seen really good defensive battles in the playoffs, and still been high impactful basketball game, intriguing basketball game. So I think the NBA is probably looking at that like, all right, we don't really have to do that anymore. But for Jeremiah, like, he probably has the tools to be a decent defensive player. Probably doesn't have, again, we talked about the wingspan, but just the quickness, the athleticism to stay in front of guys. Yeah, he does. But can he do that, night in, night out, possession by possession?
You say no.
Yeah, to start, no. I don't think so.
Bonzi?
I don't think that I don't think the defensive ability. It may not ever be there, to be honest. I mean, who knows? But if you draft him, you have to know, recognize, and be okay with that out the out the way. Like as soon as you put him into your program, and you're gonna have to settle on the things that he does well and figure out how you're going to provide that. Thing about a spot like Miami, for example, Lito, if that were to happen, that would be awesome for him, because Miami typically they don't they find ways to maximize whatever your strengths are. They're not going to ask you to do many of the things that you're not comfortable doing, which is why you see different players end up either going there or be drafted there that are useful, because they're playing within their own skin. Like they're not, you're not trying to fit them into something that doesn't, it's the Belichick way of like do your job, do we're gonna put you in situations to do what you're good at. So I would hope for someone like him, put him in a team that has an opportunity to win. Put put him with a roster or with a group of players that aren't going to put him in situations where he has to defend. put him around a bunch of, a roster that has perimeter wingspan, that has a rim protector, things that can kind of hide or mask the things that he's gonna get in trouble with. But on the opposite side, allow him to do the things that's gonna accelerate growth and confidence at that next level without him worrying about the failing element of it. So I mean, like if he goes to a team like Washington, fuck it, it's over with. I just, that won't happen. They have enough guards and enough players there to where I'm more than sure they wouldn't be interested with him. But let's say he went to, I'm just throwing out a team like if he went to Memphis. Memphis has proven that they can find. They're good at building these kind of stories, these kind of players. They're good at finding ways to develop young talent. Toronto's typically, they've been a good program like that over the years. So yeah, I mean, should we ever expect him to defend? I want to see, he's an offensive guard. How do those skills continue to get better?
So it's crazy. I thought y'all to be a little bit more higher on fears than y'all are. But let's say 5, you got the 9th pick in the lottery. You're on the clock. You're available.
Again, I think anything after 4, I'm still like, I'm probably looking to move. Or how about this? If I were able to trade back, I'd probably look at Jeremiah Fears at 20. I think that's probably like a better pick, a better value for me. And if he ends up being better than 10 spots ahead of him, then I feel like, okay, I did right, because I probably gained something in the process and I have an asset now. If you take Jeremiah at 8, it's almost too much pressure. It's almost like I have to get this right. And the Pelicans just aren't good when their backs against the wall and they need something to work. I'd rather you trade back, get if you think there's value there, then do it. But if not, like at 8 or 9, it's just too much pressure.
Chris got the 9th pick.
Same. I think it's gonna take up some time. I don't think New Orleans is the place for him necessarily, to get the type of things that he's going to need. I think he could get the opportunity in New Orleans, but if you're talking about bringing the best out of Jeremiah Fears and both sides being happy long term, I just can't say that we've seen enough of it from the higher ranked draft picks over time for me to really say, and he's also 6'4". Like it's too many things, I think, standing in his way for it to work in New Orleans. But again, like he got to find where that comfort is, man. What is that comfort going to be for him at the next level? I mean, I'm sure his transition from high school to college, I'm sure he had some things in which he had to figure out immediately when it came to adjusting. We gotta look at some mocks and see what kind of teams have like where they have him going consistently, and what kind of teams I can maybe get a better, a better feeling for what I think about him.
I mean,
go ahead, Fa.
No, I'm just about to say, like, he's a prospect that's intriguing because, like, it's almost as if like the offensive game, like, you could see it working. Like, you could see where there's an avenue for him to be successful, but it's all based upon what organization he's in. But if we was looking at this from like a pickup standpoint, like, oh, that dude would stand out.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. No, he can hoop. But as far as like the game of basketball, it's like too many things need to go right for him to have success. And he's not alone in that.
I mean, like, look, if you think, Like, he's not going to have the basketball in his hands in New Orleans. And no matter where he goes, you're going to get the best out of Jeremiah Fears. He needs to have the basketball in his hands. He's going to have to. He's going to, like, one way or another, that's his strength right now. Figuring out where to navigate, how to use, how to read angles, how to read lanes, and kind of figure out things from there. He can finish at the rim. Looks like, with either hand. But where is he going to go that's going to allow him to build off of that? If he's going to be standing in a corner, or he's going to be playing, 5 to 8 minutes, or we talk about, because I don't think he's going to be, you're not putting, unless he's coming back from an injury, if he's an 8th to 7th, or 9th pick, he's not going to the G League necessarily.
I got 3 mock drafts of y'all.
Where they got him?
So Bleacher Report got him at 5th, going to the Wizards.
5th? Ooh.
CBS.
I'm talking about the Wizards.
CBS has him at pick 10, going to Portland. ESPN has him 5th, going to the Sixers.
I wouldn't mind that.
But Jared McCain's there. You got you got Maxey. Unless you were trying to move off Maxey, like, it's still and then now that's 3 small guards.
Yeah. I guess I'm thinking about the things that are around him to where it's less pressure on him. He can just go out there and be a basketball player because of all the talent that's going to be around him.
And I think that was good for Jared. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that was great for Jared. Yeah, that situation was great for Jared, but he coming off an injury. What you gonna do? Give Fears his spot? Like, all right. And it might happen. But if you see that the same level of progression from Fear that you had from Jared McCain, then okay, then you can make a decision, because I think Philly's in hell with their salary cap situation, so they might be looking to move off a lot of people. So to have somebody else on a year younger, yeah, that does make sense.
So
I don't see Jamal Murray, Lito. Do you?
I don't see it at all. At all.
My girl ain't doing the things she used to do at all.
At all. Last question. Let's say the Pelicans do draft him. How would he fit on the Pelicans?
Good question. I just see him getting benched because he can't play defense. I see him like not playing until January and somebody got injured. Yeah.
He's not seeing the floor with the basketball. Like, let's say you find minutes for him early on, but you still got Jose Alvarado there, you still got Alfred Payton. Those 2 guys are gonna have the basketball in their hands, and those are just the guards, the point guards that they have right now. So Zion's gonna have the ball. He needs to have the basketball, and that's before DeJounte Murray returns. That's not even including CJ McCollum. I think he fit well with a guy like CJ.
Yeah.
I think he fit perfect with someone like CJ. But some of the other players that I think in the ways is, I don't know if it's a good fit for this team at this current time.
Well, there you have it. We did what we do. You know what I'm saying? Don't take our word for it. You watch the film. You give us your opinion in the comments. Let us know what you think about Jeremiah Fears. Shout out to the guys for doing this. If there's anybody else you want us to talk about, leave it in the comments, man. Y'all got anything else? That's it. It's a wrap. It's over. Y'all ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell.